All right, guys, there's 6 trusses. People tell me it's gonna be too hard. You can't tilt 40-foot long trusses up by yourself. I'm telling you, they're not as heavy as they look. Unfortunately, for the first 3, there was a little malfunction with the GoPro. Well, more like user error. I clicked the button on top to start videotaping, but I didn't look at it and I had it on picture mode. So I didn't actually get any videotape of the first 3 trusses that I set up. What can I say? I'm not perfect. Not a good YouTuber, huh? But there's 6 of them. You got to see a little bit of it. They are 200 pounds a piece, but when you pick them up at the peak is 6 foot tall. So I can't quite reach the peak when I'm standing on the scaffolding because the scaffolding is about 2 foot below the bottom. So being offset, I just kind of grab it a couple feet off the side, tilt it up. It's like picking a 20-pound weight up over your head. For me, it's not super hard. Some people might think it's a little more difficult than others. I think the main thing is they like to wiggle. That center wall is just a tiny bit below level. So it makes it easy to tilt them up, but the center, it doesn't sit directly on it. So you get that wiggle with the truss. Not hard to control, but it's up there. I mean, it's doable. I did it. I did 6 of them. So never think that you can't do something by yourself. Just think about the safest way to do it. And I'm up and down each ladder on each side like twice, and up and down the scaffolding probably 2 or 3 times per truss. Each truss is taking me about 30-35 minutes to set. I'm taking my time and I'm doing it pretty safe. I am also standing in a place when I'm tilting it up in the middle. I'm standing in one of those triangles so that if I do lose it or I can't hang on to it, I think it's gonna fall, I can let it go and it'll fall around me. It won't knock me off the scaffolding. So a couple things to think about when you're doing things yourself with something big like that is just to stand where you're not gonna get hurt if all, what breaks loose. As far as the gable wall, to tilt that first one up, the first one's obviously the most difficult, but if you take a 2x6 or 2 of them and screw them into your wall, this one I just screwed them into the 6x6 beams, 3.5-inch screws, I think 3 of them in each one. Have them taller than your trusses. So you scoot your truss over to the end and you pick it up and then screw it in. Now these 2x6s are screwed into the plywood also, so I had to put a piece of 3/4-inch plywood on the inside of that 2x6, so when I tilted that gable truss up, it would be nice and plumb, it wouldn't be leaning out. And it's screwed into the 2x6, and then they're all screwed together diagonally down the center, and then one diagonally down a different way. So it's very secure, they're not going anywhere. And from that point on, I should be able to just 2 foot on center with what they call a rat run right down the middle, and then another one. I think there's 2 rat runs that go down either side of the middle, and then one that goes down kind of the top. I think there's 3 places you're supposed to put boards to secure all these trusses together. And once you've got the first, I think what people do is they secure the first 3 diagonally really strong, make sure they're plumb, and then they just attach the rest of them to that. The only way they can fall down like dominoes is if they all fall down. And if you put diagonals between the end 3, or in my case the end 6, there's no way those can fall down. Those will actually hold the rest of them up, so you don't have to do so much bracing with the rest of them. So I do have neighbors coming over to help me tomorrow, help me tilt all the trusses up tomorrow. That was the plan. Unfortunately, it's supposed to rain a lot for the next 2, maybe 3 days. So I don't know if we're gonna get out here and be able to tilt trusses up tomorrow as a group or not. And they're not really able to come up here just on the spur of the moment notice. They kind of got to make plans, and it was planned for about a week now that they'd all kind of help me, but we didn't plan for the rain. So we might not be doing it as a group. I might be tilting all these up by myself 3-4 days from now. If it happens that way, I'll just take my time like I've been taking my time and make sure I'm nice and secure and each truss is nice and secure, and we'll get it done. It's coming along. Give you an idea. give me an idea what that shop is gonna look like with the roof on it. Man, I can't wait. Till next time, guys, go make something.